What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this channel. It's all about architecture, engineering and construction, and where we also are all about bettering the African narrative. Okay, so if you've been following this channel, this is episode 7 of the journey of building our 3-bedroom tiny house. Okay, so of course I'm not going to do a lot of introduction about the 3-bedroom house and the arrangement of spaces and things like that, because for God's sake, this is episode 7. So by the time you are watching episode 7, I believe you must have watched either episode 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Okay, so if you haven't watched any of those, you might not be able to catch up with this video. So talking to those who have watched at least 3 episodes of the 6 episodes you've done so far, I believe you should be able to follow through. Okay, so with all that being said, today we are basically going to be discussing the costs of actually building this house up to the stage of roofing. Okay, so we've reached at roofing. Of course, there are many things that are going to come after: the plumbing works, the windows, the electrical works and stuff like that. Okay, so but those are not for now. As you might see in the video, the roofing is actually not done, but the timber work of the roofing is actually done, and also the conduits for the electrical wiring have also been done, and also some plumbing has been done, mainly for the tank slab that is actually going to bring the water from the tank and bring it down into the rooms. Okay, so all that has been done, and then we're also including roofing in this quotation because the engines have already been paid for. Okay, so we are only waiting for the tank stand to actually dry so that we can actually do the roofing. So this video comes in earlier than it should have come. Okay, but anyway, all that being said, I'm just going to be breaking down for you the cost of the things that we've actually incurred in building this 3-bedroom house. Okay, in the last episode we actually stopped on the slab of the first floor. Okay, so ever since that time we've literally been working on the walling. There's also the ring beam, there's also that slab of the front porch, the front balcony, if you're able to look at it in the videos. Then there's also basically the timber work and things like that. Of course, it's not yet done, but there's still more to do. But we are basically now stopping at the roofing, basically the shell of the house. Then in the next episode, we should be discussing windows, we should be discussing plumbing work, we should be discussing electrical works and things to do with that. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, please thank you and you are welcome. Please hit the subscribe button, also like this video. I believe that this channel will be giving you more and more information that you actually like to hear about, because at some point in your life you might want to build, maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow but one. But before you leave this earth, you at least want to have the dream of living in your own house. Okay, so information on this channel is really, really important to you. Okay, and then so I'm basically going to just head right into the video. No, actually, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for following, thank you very much for subscribing, thank you very much for supporting, and please keep tuned in. I promise will not disappoint you. I know there are many projects you're handling at this time. We might not have the time to produce the videos as much as we can, but whenever we have the time, we definitely always be bringing for you more of this content. Okay, so anyway, heading right into the costs and to the expenses. Basically, I think I'll have to project some on the screen so some of you can actually use them to follow through. Okay, so I'm just reading them from my laptop because we've been compiling them along the way as we've been doing the construction. So we've had 9x1 timber, that is 9 inches by 1 inch. That is usually called chirundu. We bought about 90 pieces, each at 7,000. We bought the timber 3x2s, all those are actually for the roofing. We bought timber 4x2s, those are actually for doing the ceiling. Then we also timber 6x2s, those are actually tie beams for the roofing, before they actually do the ceiling works. So the super eco iron sheets, which I've mentioned here. Now remember, the reason why sometimes it's advantageous to use flat roofs is because you can use iron sheets like super eco, which might not really come off as beautiful as tile profiled iron sheets, okay, or Roman tile iron sheets, but because they are hidden, you can use them as long as they are strong enough to literally, as long as they are strong enough and durable. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, that cost about 1.85 million. Then we have expanded lathing metal, that is basically for also doing the ceiling. Then we have clay bricks. We bought some clay bricks that we're actually going to use for the overbeam walling. Now the overbeam walling is actually there is that wall that actually goes beyond where the ceiling is, that literally closes up the roof. That is why we're actually going to use those clay bricks. Then we bought binding wire, bought wire mesh, we bought H12mm bars. Now you're seeing all those bars Those were actually used for doing the columns, also for doing the slab of the front balcony, and also the slab for the tank, and also the columns that exceed the roof level to actually hold the tank stand, to hold the tank slab. Okay, so we also bought R7 rings, we bought nails, bought hoop iron, as you can see on the screen. All that is what we actually bought. Then we also bought more 6-inch hollow blocks. Remember from the previous episode, we actually had some bricks left. So in this episode, we only added 1,500 bricks, and also we used also some of the remaining max bonds to fill up some spaces, as you might see in the videos. So all that, we also did some conduit pipes. That is basically now for the electrical part of it. Okay. So we bought some conduits and also some circular boxes, because it's important to do this wiring before you actually cast the ceiling, so that the wires will already be in, the conduits will already be in place, so that when the wires come, they don't have to go and climb through the roofing, okay, through into the ceiling. So then labor, that labor includes the labor that we've incurred. Remember, the labor that I talk about here really does not include our professional fees as a company. That is basically the money that we've spent on workmanship, the money that we've spent on the craftsmen, on the masons, on the potters, and basically things like that, on the electrician, on the plumber, basically to have a structure up to where it is. And remember, these labor charges can really be subjective, depending on who is building for you, depending on which company is building for you, or depending on who is your builder, or depending on where you are building it, or depending on the size of the project, depending on the materials you are using. There are really a lot of variables here. Yeah, so basically what I'm giving you is the exact amount that we've spent on all those things to do with labor. So then there are other miscellaneous things of transport and offloading. No, we didn't include those because here we're not really planning. These are actually actual costs that we've incurred in building this house from right now, from where we were actually at the slab up to where we are right now. So you can see the total is bringing us to 26.952 million. Now, if you carry it from the previous totals that we had, yeah, if you've been following this series of the videos, now that brings us to a total of about 91 million. That is what we will have spent by the time the roofing is all done. Okay, so I hope we are still on budget, because remember, the budget was to literally build this tiny 3-bedroom house at 150 million. We will see whether we can fit in that budget, or we'll see whether we can shoot above or even below. Let's just keep our ears on the ground. Otherwise, thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I hope that you are learning from these videos. I hope that you are at least getting the confidence to start construction, because before you've had that you need a lot of money to do construction and things like that. But I hope these videos keep giving you some energy to know that you actually can build. Okay, otherwise, thank you very much, guys, for watching, and please have yourself a good time and have yourself a good weekend. I am DaWinÂi.